Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Harnet, your Africa business coach and consultant online. And as many of you know, I am in Accra, Ghana at the moment, where I'm leading an Africa business and investment mission on the ground. These are a group of Africans in the diaspora who would like to look at the opportunities in regards to establishing their own businesses or doing investment here in Ghana. And it's a beautiful morning again. Maybe I just let you have a quick look. I'm just sitting outside of my hotel, and maybe just to show you quickly what the area here looks like. And we are ready to go again. This is our day 4, and we have been very busy over the last few days. We've been welcomed by government ministers, by deputy ministers, by the Export Promotion Council, the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, and so on and so on. We have met a lot of wonderful local entrepreneurs and investors who have given us a wealth of insights, and I really want to quickly use this opportunity before we head off to have more meetings to share some of those insights with you. Now, one thing that is very clear is that Ghana is an excellent destination if you are planning to do business in Africa or invest there, especially for us in the diaspora. It is a market that is safe, stable, and it has a pool of opportunities, and that became so clear again talking to stakeholders here on the ground. Now, I would like to stress on 2 markets that have really come up again and again, and that's agribusiness and real estate. Now, these 2 markets, it seems, are particularly favored by those who are returning from the diaspora. So we've met a lot of local entrepreneurs and investors who have returned, for example, from the United Kingdom and the United States. And all of them seem to be busy in agribusiness and real estate. And now, when we talk about agribusiness, it is really the entire value chain. So from primary production to processing, and very simple forms of processing. Sometimes it's just, cutting fruits or turning that into fruit juice. From primary production, food processing, the packaging, and then putting it into the supermarkets here, or a lot of them are exporting. Now, when you think about agribusiness, there's a couple of words or a couple of items that come up again and again. And in Ghana, it clearly seems to be fruit, in particular pineapple. The reason now, as we have heard, is that pineapple can be harvested around the year. So you can harvest it like every 2 months or so, while a lot of the other fruits are seasonal. So we have, for example, also mangoes here, which are very high in demand, also in the export market, but they have certain seasons in which they grow. Now, pineapple seems to be like the preferred fruit here, and the demand for it is really mind-boggling. And we have heard, for example, from the Chamber of Commerce that they receive about 1,000 emails every day from people abroad asking, to do business here or trade here in Ghana. And most of those requests, we were told, were for fruits in Ghana. And a lot of these requests actually right now are not coming so much from the European Union or the United States, but a lot of these requests are coming now from Turkey, China, and the Arab Emirates. So we have a great demand from these countries for fresh fruits. especially in regards to pineapple, Costa Rica used to be, or still is, a market leader in pineapple production globally, but it used to cover about 85% of the global demand. However, Costa Rica is really struggling in keeping that going. It's struggling with land degradation issues, and as a result of that, the pineapple quality has gone down, and the market share of Costa Rica has gone down, creating a really serious gap in the supply of pineapples globally. So it's a fruit that came up again and again, and so I had to mention it. And if we are looking at other agri products, the other that came up was mango, but also cashew nuts, cassava. Cassava, we've heard the price locally has tripled in Ghana because there's such a shortage, and cassava is such an easy product to produce. It's very robust, and as I also want to share with you, is that cassava is gluten-free, so there is a growing demand on the Western markets for this gluten-free product that can be turned into flour. So there is a great niche market for you, either in primary production, in the processing, or export, anywhere in that value chain, or you can do the whole value chain if you wish. And it was really interesting to see that a lot of African entrepreneurs who have returned from the diaspora are really getting into this, and they have created a lot of profits for themselves. They're excited, and they are expanding into new agricultural fields. Now, one thing that also came up again and again was actually there is a real issue on the supply end. So while processing is very profitable, in fact it can raise your profits, for example, of fruits, by 3-4 times instead of having that exported in a raw form, and it adds a lot of value to your own business, but also to the farmers, and more of the money will be staying in Ghana. So while that has a lot of value, we really heard again and again that there is a serious problem at the supply chain, so at the primary production, which means we need many more people who are producing on the ground in Ghana, and there is land available, and also to non-Ghanaians, they can access land for that kind of production. Then quickly, let me say a few words. I mean, there's so much more to say, to be honest, but I just want to shoot a very short video, and I want to say also a few words about the real estate market here in Ghana. Again, it was a sector that has great returns on investment. We were told by an investor who does a lot of things in real estate that when we look at residential real estate, we are looking at 9 to 15% return on investment. However, we met another developer who is just developing a really smart apartments, like a newly constructed apartment block that is like very modern and very different to things that are being constructed here in Accra. And his project costs around $9 million. However, the team is looking at return, like selling at 30 million. So as we can see, I mean, that's a return much higher than the 9 to 15%. And even he is someone who returned from the United Kingdom, and he had a piece of land from his dad, and he started like a small project there, and it worked out well for him, so he continued on the real estate ladder, so to speak. And he's not been here for such a long time, maybe 5 years, and now he has managed to raise the funds to really go into real estate. And without a doubt, we've been told it's incredibly profitable, one of the most profitable areas. Now the other is for commercial, there's residential, and then there is commercial, where we have also been told that the return on investment is pretty high. We're looking at 16 to 20%, up to 25% on average. So amazing returns on investment. The government itself really tries to promote affordable housing, and tries to attract investors in that regard. And there is a huge shortage for affordable housing here in Ghana. However, by the real estate developers that we have met have made it clear to us that it is very, very challenging for an investor or an entrepreneur to invest in affordable housing. There are much more risks involved in that, and so for someone who comes into the market as a newcomer, we've been advised that it is very, very important that in the beginning he partners with a trusted local constructor or real estate developer, because it's a terrain that's a little bit complex, with in order to mitigate risk, it is advised to partner with someone locally before you go it alone, and then also to target the upper middle class, because they have the spending power, and once your apartments or houses have been built, you can be pretty sure that you will find a buyer for them. Again, greetings from Accra. It's so wonderful to be here, and I really hope that more of us will follow, to do business in Africa. It's a wonderful way to create wealth for yourself and your family, but also to lead the life that you want to live. It's very inspirational. You get to travel, meet so many interesting and committed, dedicated people, and at the same time you're making a very, very important impact on the development in Africa. So Africa needs you seriously, and we've been told that as well. We need more of us coming here to fill the gaps here in Africa. And what a wonderful day! What a wonderful way to live life, knowing that you can create the wealth that you would like to have for yourself and your family, to fulfill your own wishes, but at the same time to really contribute towards the future of Africa, a continent we all love. It's goodbye from me in Accra, Ghana, and I'll see you soon.